All right, here we go, guys. Ooh, big turkey on the left. Boats by the side of the road. It's a gloomy Wednesday morning. No charter today. Ran 4 in a row. If I sound a little tired or hoarse, it's because of that. And it's early. It's still 5:30. I want to get on the road before the traffic builds. It's slowly getting more and more trafficy here where I live in the North Fork of Eastern Long Island. Notwithstanding that, we have a lot of boats today. Since the last time I've done this, I've seen like 6 or 7 boats pop up. We're going to have, I think, like 3 and 3 or 3 and 2 in one spot. And then there's a cool little Grady White in the last spot. That one's actually a dealership boat, but it is on the side of the road. And yeah, so we'll check back in as we approach the first group of boats at one of my favorite places to check out boats, Chuck's Fiberglass Shop. I think that's probably the spot we've checked out the most boats through the history of these series. So we're going to stop for some coffee. We'll get on the road and we'll check back in a minute when we're approaching Chuck's. All right, guys, coffee in hand. We are approaching Chuck's Fiberglass. Should be up ahead in a minute. And there's 3 boats there. Now, one is, look, I'll do the best I can to show it. I know a lot of people, I've seen comments, I shouldn't say a lot of people, but a lot of people have said, oh, I wish you reviewed that cruiser, that cabin boat. It's not my style, but it's there. Doesn't require much extra work, so we're going to review that one. But I'm really more excited about the 2 boats. Piggybacking it, here we are. One is a fountain, and the other one is a small center console. It's blocked by the other 2 boats, so I don't know what it is. Hopefully these boats all have prices. I know the cabin cruiser does, $12K, but here we are. Let's see what we got. All right, the first one I'm excited about, but it's shrink wrapped. I wish it wasn't. It is a fountain. It looks like some kind of walkaround, which is really cool. Again, the walkaround is a lost art. You can see the walkway here, cabin here. I wish we could see pictures of it. Eric 646 210-9467. Call. Boy, I wish I could see. Call for info. It's a 96 25-foot fountain. I guess we'll shoot Eric a text if we can, see what the price is on it. 96 25 walk around, $250 Evinrude. This is the 2nd gen Evinrude E-Tex. You can see when these came out, the cowling design, very unique. They had the color options. It was radically different than all other cowlings. It just, you know, very polarizing. Some people loved it, others hated it. It looks completely normal now. Mercury and, you know, Yamaha, they've come out with funky designs on their cowlings as well. But at the time, you know, it was considered radical. It's the high output version of the 250. So, you know, there's a lot of debate on these engines. When they're working, they're great, powerful, relatively fuel efficient. Problem is, BRP really discontinued their outboard motor division. I think they still make jet drives. They might have even sold that. I don't know, but the concern here would be, you know, service. I think there's still parts available, but the service would be the issue. Finding somebody. Can try to take a sneak peek a little bit inside. You see there's a couple cabins. Looks like there's a decent amount of fishing room here. See if we can see through there. It's hard to tell. Maybe we'll find some pictures online and superimpose them here of what a 25 walk around from 96 looks like. But a cool boat. I am curious about the price. Now this one just says $12K. This is what looks like a Sea Ray type boat. It's 275 something, so it's a 27. Like, this is the one I said I didn't want to spend a lot of time on. Let's see if there's any information. Oh, this is a Sea Hunt. Oh, this is the one I was excited about. I had no idea what this was, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's walk around this boat. Looks like it's a single inboard, outboard. Again, this one is wrapped too. Does look like it's in decent shape. Looks like there might have been a for sale sign there at some point. It's gone. It says 12K. Here's the info. It's a Bayliner. It's a 2005 Bayliner Sierra Sport Bridge, 285. I think it says 275 there. 5.0 Merc Cruiser, Bravo 3 low hours. There's the number if anybody's interested. 15 grand. You know, all right. I'm going to do my best to be fairly neutral on this boat. This would be an okay boat, I think, if you wanted to rent a slip somewhere and have a liveaboard boat where you can come spend a night, maybe here in the North Fork, somewhere on the water, where you don't own a home. And I know people will poo-poo all over these Bayliners, but these models, these Sierra models, have a lot of room inside. They have sleeping quarters, they have separate heads, they have a galley. You could overnight in this. It would make a cheap floating condo. 15 grand, again, that's the number. A bulletproof motor, Bravo 3 outdrive. If it runs, this is probably a good deal for somebody who's looking for a small condo on the water. You'll have 27 and a half feet. Now here's this one. This is the one I want. Oh, there's nothing, no info here. It just says for sale. Oh, no, there's info here though. Here we are. It's a 2014. It looks newer. It really looks newer. It's a 210 Triton, 22 Tidewater trailer, a 23 Yamaha 150, 72 hours warranted through 28. Called on. There's his number, 631-276-9827. It's got a 9-inch Garmin, ICOM, saltwater washdown, live well, freshwater shower, underwater lights, stereo, 2024 Lumar windlass, has a bimini top, trim tabs, and more. It's a cool looking boat. I like this. It's clean. Obviously, new motor. There's the boarding ladder. There are the Lenco trim tabs. Here's a shot at the inside. There's the live well. You can see they have the covers on there. They also have a bimini top, so you would get some sunshade if you needed to, but if you wanted to take that off, it's clearly off. You can see the tabs for it here. You could put it up and get some protection from the sun. We talked about the newer trailer. Yeah, I like this one a lot. Now, 42 sounds a little high, but if you price out 21 footers, you'll see that, you know, you're probably in the 60s. And this does have the newer motor and the Triton hull. You know, I liked it. This was Sea Hunt's bread and butter for years and years till they moved over to the Game Fish series. This would make a nice fishing boat. 42 might be a teensy high, but I'm sure the owner has at least that much invested in it with a new motor, a newer trailer, and things like that, new electronics. Okay, there we go. You guys let me know what you think of that price. We'll try to get more info on that fountain. I am curious about that. We'll see if we can get pictures of that too. I think we're going to hit the Grady White next, which is at Port of Egypt Marine. So we'll pick it up as we're approaching that boat. All right, guys, we are approaching that Grady White. As we drive there, I did look it up on the Port of Egypt website. Again, this is one of their boats. It's a brokered boat. It's a 2010. It's got a 150 on it. It's a 180 model, 27,900. Same original powertrain, the Yamaha F-150, so 2010 F-150, 550 hours on the powertrain. Very nice looking boat. It's their 180 Sportsman model. Looks really clean. Let's go check it out. All right, we're approaching it now. Like I said, 27,900. It does have a Road King trailer. Couldn't tell. It's a bunk trailer, which you guys know I like. It's a 180, so an 18-foot center console, 27,900. I'm really curious what you guys think. Now, you know, Grady White's solid boats, overbuilt. I'm not sure. You guys tell me what you think of that. I know some of the older Gradys. There's the 2010 model. You guys tell me what you think of that on the transom. You can see some more of it on this side. I know some of the older Gradys are very well known for transom issues. I'm certainly not a marine surveyor. You guys tell me if you think that's kosher and needs some work. There's the 150, nice boarding ladder onto a swim platform here. You can jump on the boat and jump off the boat, go swimming, climb back on easily. A couple of rear bench seats here. A very basic layout. I do see that there is a 12-volt charger there. There's a little cabin door. You're not really going to fit a porta potty in there, but you know, for a couple people to go fishing, this is great. It has a nice flair to it too. It'll deflect some of that spray if you're running in choppy seas. This is the CV2 hull, so it's a variable dead rise hull. It's steep in the front, tapers off to 19.5 or 20 degrees in the back. I don't remember off the top of my head. There's a Raymarine radio. There's a Raymarine VHF. There's the antenna. I think this one's a little steep too. I mean, honestly, I think that Triton 21 with the brand new motor with a warranty till 28, even though it's this is 28,000, that was 42,000, so you know, a $14,000 difference. I think you're getting a little more boat, certainly newer stuff than this one, but you guys tell me in the comments what you think. So there we go. The 18-foot Grady, a nice little runabout, maybe priced a bit high. And again, I mean, I'm not sure about, this is probably fine, but it does, I mean, this is just a plate here. I don't know if that's anything to be concerned about right in here. And you can see my fingers from handling too many striped bass the last few days. They're all worn out from them. Got to start wearing gloves when we fish for striped bass. All right, we're gonna make one more stop. There's either 2 or 3 boats on Route 48, which is the road north of here, all lined up for sale. We'll see what those boats are about. All right, here are the 3 boats. We will find a spot. One's a sailboat, so I guess it's just 2 boats. We're not really gonna, I know even less about sailboats than I do about cabin cruisers. We'll pull the Yui here, and we'll check out the other 2 boats. We're gonna ignore that sailboat. All right, let's look at this Mterrey first. Cool little dual console runabout. Not really a fishing boat. I don't think there's any rod holders on it. But if you're just looking for a family boat, this would be a good option. Single axle trailer. It's a 197 Blackfin. A Blackfin is the brand, it looks like, or the brand is Mterrey, the model is Blackfin, not to be confused with Blackfin boats. I don't know, maybe Mterrey and Blackfin are affiliated, I don't know. Pop-up cleats, for sale, 200 hours, 32 grand, trailer included, call Joe. There's the Jersey number. Looks like it was in the water. It's a load right 5-star trailer. Of course, it's a roller trailer. It does have a nice bimini on it. Nice forward seating here. Again, that windshield will pop open so people can slide in and out. And then if you're running and you want a little more protection, you can obviously close that window. 150 Yamaha 4-stroke. I think it said 200 hours. The recessed boarding ladder, it opens up here. This is a really nice touch. And then it closes, so if you do want to walk back here, work on the engine, flush it after you're done fishing, you know, you're not going to stub your toes on the ladder. It is bottom painted, probably kept in the water. What's in here? Is this storage? Oh, there is a live well here. Interesting. So it has a live well, but no rod holders that I can see. Let's see if we can step on the trailer and get a better look inside. Yeah, so a nice cockpit here, nice little seating area. Walk through over there, helm area right there, glove box up there, cup holders galore throughout, storage area throughout, 2 swivel chairs, and there is a ski pole here. I forgot what a tow bar. Thank you, John. A tow bar where if you did want to have a skier behind you, you could do that. This is a cool little boat, 32 grand. Clearly not a fishing boat, but hey, you fold this bimini down. Bimini's in really good shape too. You fold this bimini down and you can make any boat a fishing boat. Just drop a line over. No rod holders again, but that's okay. Let's just confirm that price. I think it's at 32. Yeah, 200 hours, 32,000. And did we get a year on this? Let's just see if we can get that off the hin. It is a 2016. A 2016. Okay. Now let's see what this bad boy's about. This will be a first pontoon boat ever reviewed. Right off the bat, I like that they have an engine cover. Obviously, somebody took care of this boat. Here's a boarding ladder. This folds up, and this is what I was talking about before with the Mterrey. The ladder was covered. Again, not a big deal, but if you're walking back here and you don't have the ladder down, you just have to deal with that. Let's see if we can get some details on this bad boy. It is a 226F. So this is a 2016 Hurricane 22 Fun Deck, 200 hours, 23,000. This is Joe also. There's his number with the trailer. Trailer is actually, geez, look at those beams, the supports. Trailer, oh, it's a magic tilt. This is a well-built magic tilt. It's got a trolling motor. Holy cow, this is more of a fishing boat than that Mterrey. It's got a Minn Kota riptide. It's got 2 chairs up here. You can sit up here and bass boat style, cast and retrieve. Let's step up and see if we can see the inside. And this is the coastal edition, which I assume means it's some kind of offshore model for these guys. Here in the Northeast, you don't see a lot of these, but in Florida, you see them everywhere, especially on the West Coast. Look at all the seating here. So that's why it's called the Fun Deck. Up there as well, insane amount of seating. It's got a little Lowrance. It's got some type of Yamaha motor on it. I don't want to pull the cowling off, but I'm sure it'll scoot. This is really a fun boat. This is a boat that if money were no object and you had unlimited dock space and you wanted a boat where you could go out in the evening and enjoy a sunset and have a beer or a glass of wine, don't overdo it, just one drink if you're the operator. But if you wanted to do that, this would be awesome. This is just a fun little party barge here. And what was the price again? 23 grand for a 2016. Not my cup of tea, but looks like a lot of fun. And in a really funny twist, this has a few more fishing features than the Mterrey over there. But okay, there you go. Here are the 2 boats. We'll get back in the Honda and we'll offer our closing thoughts. All right, guys, headed home. You guys probably know what I'm gonna say just based on some of the comments I made already, but if it were my money, even though it's likely the most expensive boat, we don't know about that fountain yet, but I would probably go for that Sea Hunt Triton. 42 grand, a lot of money. I would definitely try to negotiate that price down. I do think it's a bit overpriced. My opinion only. Sorry to the owner if they're watching this or listening to this. I don't know who they are. But new power, warranty till 28, nice, reliable power at that, the Yamaha, and just a really proven hull. That Triton hull was Sea Hunt's bread and butter for years and years, and clean boat too, newer trailer. And if you're buying new, you're going to spend a lot more than that on a boat like that. So, and again, I'm going to try to negotiate it down. That Grady is a little bit cheaper, but it's smaller. And I wasn't sure about that transom. And I'm not any type of boat mechanic, surveyor, structural expert, but that just knowing Grady's history of transom work being needed at some point, and maybe that's not a big deal. Maybe that's an easy fill job for a fiberglass guy, or maybe nothing is needed. That's just, hey, it's not a big deal. But I don't know, and I'm not sure I want to take that chance. And honestly, for $14,000 more, you're getting a much newer engine. That engine looked like it was original to the boat, 2010. And you know, those other boats just weren't my cup of tea, although I am curious about that Fountain, because Fountain has a legendary reputation as fast fishing boats, built on offshore racing. Reggie Fountain for years, and if you don't know who Reggie Fountain is, you should Google him. Quite a character. You know, gold chains galore. Look like I don't think they were, I think they were made in North Carolina, but don't quote me, but he looks like a Miami drug lord if you ever saw pictures of him. It's just really funny. But notwithstanding that, I'm going to stick with that Triton answer. I will try to get more details on that Fountain, though. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you like these videos, hit that like button. If you're not already a subscriber and you like content like this, please consider subscribing. And if you're not already a member of the channel, please consider joining. Lots of perks associated with that, including early access to videos. And for our fishing viewers, I am setting up right now a members-only July trip, completely free to you if you are a member and you win that contest.